You do a job, a very creative job in the normal day-to-day, but you never really have directed before. This is the first time you're actually directing.
I've been the writer-producer on I don't know how many X-Men movies and the producer on the Deadpool movies and Logan, and I've been in this universe for a long time. I've worked with this cast. These guys, it's our second movie. For some of the other casts, it's my fourth movie with them. Even Jessica Chastain, who was new to the X-Men world. It felt like a family and a universe that I was really fluent in. But it's still a different gig. I mean, it's a different job.
You'd known Simon from previous flicks as well. What was it like seeing him jump into the director's seat this time around?
I mean, he was amazing. It's kind of like Simon was born to be a director. I mean, like, I don't want to sound patronizing, but he like thrives as a director. It's amazing, and he knows the X-Men world in and out. And so I think this was like the most natural thing for him to do, was to be the director of this movie, and I mean, he killed it. I want to work with him forever. Once
they brought you on as Jean, like, did you know the books at all? Like, it's the moment one hears Jean, you're like, Dark Phoenix eventually. So when they hired you for the gig, did you know that, like, oh my God, eventually I go into this storyline? Or were you completely unfamiliar with the books?
No, I wasn't unfamiliar at all. When I was younger, my brothers were obsessed with the Dark Phoenix comics. Well, with all of the X-Men comics, but they loved the Dark Phoenix ones. And I actually remember, like, very vaguely reading them when I was younger. So I really liked that storyline. But I mean, when I got the role, I wasn't entirely sure that that was the direction we were going to take her, because it had kind of been done in the third X-Men movie. They
touched it a little bit. There was a moment in that movie where she went red and we were all like, oh, and then it was over.
Yeah.
So it feels like on this movie we actually get the full saga.
Yeah, exactly. It's like finally we get to really kind of delve into it, and it's awesome.
You, sir, have been in some giant-ass movies. I loved Ready Player One as well. What is it like making a big-ass movie? I've never made one. You've been at the epicenter of a couple.
You know, if the budget is $200 million or if the budget is $200,000, it's still, you know, at its core the same thing. You have a bunch of creative people who get together with an idea, and you're all striving and doing your best to make the best of what you've been given, you know, with your resources. And I think, you know, in this movie, it's exactly that. And, you know, just to compliment Simon, I know he's never directed before, and now he's directing this huge movie. But I don't think there was ever, you know, a question for me or anybody in the cast, you know, or any concerns about him, you know, taking this on, you know, because I think a great writer-director once said to me, if you want to practice directing and you don't have the money to direct a movie, the best way to do it is just write. And Simon's been writing for years, and he's a natural with characters, and he's a natural with story and constructing a narrative.
This is basically a movie made by a group of actors we know and love, with a filmmaker we know and love, and have worked together with Simon for, I don't know what, well over a decade now, and a crew that we love. So, and as you know, that's an invaluable gift when you get to make a movie that way.